Am I the a-hole for throwing my daughter a second birthday party after the special needs girl I asked her to invite ruined her first party? My daughter turned 12 a few weeks ago, and for her birthday party, she wanted pizza, a double feature movie at the drive-in and ending the night with a sleepover and game night. I told her she could invite 4 friends. I suggested she invite Molly, a girl who just moved to the area and is in my daughter's class. I even admitted Molly's mom had told me Molly was having a hard time making friends since the move. Molly has cerebral palsy and some developmental and intellectual delays, but overall seemed very sweet. My daughter agreed to invite Molly, but I think it was only because I asked. While Molly seemed to be a very sweet kid, she was absolutely awful at the party. She cried when we didn't get a pizza with her favorite toppings, and then stole the first slice of cake meant for my daughter. Things got worse at the movie. The first movie, Cruella, was too scary for Molly and she started freaking out and crying multiple times throughout the movie. I tried to calm her down, suggesting we take a walk to the snack bar during the scary parts or close her eyes, but she was inconsolable. I tried calling Molly's mom a few times to pick her up, but I didn't get an answer. Eventually we ended up having to leave before the second movie Black Widow, which was the movie my daughter really wanted to see. That night at our house things still got worse. Molly threw a Wii remote after she lost at Just Dance, and didn't want to play any of the games the other girls did. The next morning I called Molly's parents to pick her up early. Her mom apologized for Molly's behavior, admitting she is prone to outbursts when she gets overstimulated, but she had been doing so much better lately in her therapy. A few days later though, Molly's mom told me that she can't stop talking about the party and how much fun she had. That evening, after all the other girls had left, my daughter was clearly upset about having her birthday ruined. I felt bad for asking her to invite Molly, so I told her the next weekend, I would take her and her friends out for pizza and to see Black Widow in the theater to make it up to her. But my partner thinks this is a real jerk move. He pointed out that sometimes life isn't fair and things get ruined. He also doesn't think it's a good idea to show our daughter it's okay to exclude people who are different. Anyway, I'm a little torn here. People are accusing Molly's mother of being out of contact on purpose. I don't think that was the case. I had to leave this detail out to meet character limits, but we called Molly's mom twice around 11:30 p.m., but got no answer. Molly's mom actually called me back around 3 a.m. and apologized greatly for missing my call and offered to come get Molly. Since the girls were already asleep, I told Molly's mom I would call her back first thing once they were awake. Exactly, it was kind of your daughter to invite Molly and be gracious when she made them miss the movie, and it's kind of you to take your daughter and her friends for another pizza and movie night. Let her know you are doing this for her as an extra gift, in part because you are proud of her kindness and good behavior last weekend. And tell the other girls you appreciate their being kind to Molly too, and that she had a great time and can't stop talking about the party. This is a good learning experience for them all. Your partner sounds like one of those guys that's obsessed with fairness and things being fair. That's all about him and has nothing to do with the situation. This is your daughter, your instincts are correct here. Remember that, because I think you will have more problems as she ages into a teen gear with this partner. The thought just occurred to me that Molly's mom was the one who had such a good time, i.e., some relief from the care of a special needs child. She's hoping it will become a regular occurrence, so she's trying to make Hop feel bad if Molly isn't invited again. I feel for Molly's mom. She's probably at the end of her rope. It's probably been more of a hellish 1.5 years for her than a lot of us, because her options for help were probably cut off due to the pandemic. Now that things are opening up, she probably feels like she can breathe again if she can just get 1 or 2 people to take Molly occasionally. However, if Hop's daughter was miserable, she shouldn't have to go through that again. I don't know if I'd give her a do-over, but she shouldn't be forced to have Molly over again on an occasion like that. She shouldn't even be forced to have Molly as a casual friend if she doesn't want to, as sad as that is for Molly and as desperate as her mom might be. He pointed out that sometimes life isn't fair and things get ruined. He also doesn't think it's a good idea to show our daughter it's okay to exclude people who are different. If your partner is your daughter's parent, I have to question their worth at it. It is true that life isn't always fair, but it is a trash parent that uses that throwaway statement to justify their own unfair treatment of their own child. Also, your daughter is not obligated to include people in her birthday for no better reason than they are different. You invited Molly out of your own feeling of social obligation. You didn't do it for your daughter's sake and it ruined your daughter's party. So, you being a good parent, no, good person, wanted to be accountable for your mistake and make it right. If your partner isn't your daughter's parent, I'd really question how fit they are to live with your child and if they are a suitable partner for a parent. Also, I'd cut ties with Molly's mother. She knew what she was doing by being out of contact. Totally unacceptable for her to do that. So, you being a good parent, no, good person, wanted to be accountable for your mistake and make it right. This is the key point. What will Op's daughter learn/remember from this event? Sometimes we try to do something nice, but it doesn't turn out well or the way we planned. But we can, and should, try to make it right to the best of our abilities. It's not excluding Molly, if they are doing something that she doesn't like. Do you invite every friend to every activity, especially if you know they don't enjoy it? Op is not telling her to never hang out with Molly again, and that should really be the daughter's choice at this age. Op is teaching the daughter how to navigate complex social situations, while still be fair and not giving up what you want in the process. Such a good lesson. Plus she will see that her mom/dad, I didn't see Op's gender, always has her back. That's also invaluable. I think Op thought of a great solution here. Partner is absolutely wrong. NTA. Op is not telling her to never hang out with Molly again, and that should really be the daughter's choice at this age. To pick up this point, Op should not include Molly in future things involving her family. Not because Molly is disabled, but rather because her mother is irresponsible. Molly's mother knew full well what she was doing when she became uncontactable. If my fully able-bodied, able-minded son were spending the night at a friend's house, it would be totally inconceivable that I'd just go AWOL and refuse to answer the phone. His mother would find a way to re-divorce me all over again if I pulled a stunt like that. So, I refuse to believe that the mother of a disabled girl did that unless she knew exactly what she was doing and why. Op can't let herself or her family get in that position again while Molly's mother turns her phone off and goes off on a jolly. If Molly's mom were available, accountable and picked up Molly when Op called, I'd say give her another chance. Unfortunately, her irresponsible mother makes that impossible. NTA. I don't see how anyone thinks this is complicated. Your daughter was nice enough to agree to invite a kid she barely knew who was having trouble making friends because you asked her to. That kid ruined your daughter's birthday party. You're giving her a do-over because she deserves a better birthday than she had, and, let's face it, Molly wouldn't have been there in the first place had you not made her feel sympathetic towards her. Your partner is an asshole. Why are you with someone who thinks it's okay for your daughter's birthday to be ruined like that? This is perfect. People forget that disabled children can also grow to be extremely entitled, just like any other person, if everyone around them caters to them simply because of the disability. When you apply for a job or go to school, the standard is reasonable accommodation, AMP. The only reasonable accommodation Op's daughter should be required to extend to Molly is respect. She's already gone above AMP, beyond. For example, my sister has AD. My mother excused every selfish behavior in my sister AMP, shielded her from every responsibility as a child, turning her into an entitled fucking monster that abuses everyone around her AMP, refuses to grow up. They pay all her bills at 29 AMP, she frequently throws literal tantrums, calling them names, throwing things at them. She's been evaluated a million times over, it's just a AMP, she acts like this regardless of medication. Our youngest sister that also has AD was not babied this way, she has her own struggles, but does not act like this. My mother learned a valuable lesson AMP, hopefully Molly's figures it out before it's too late.